hustle. Everything is
Everything
good,
good.
my brother.
Good, good.
Yeah,
You are in Costa.
kabisa, kabisa.
When you got locked in
Yeah.
Costa, or what happened? What happened?
So basically everything started
Mm-hmm.
this issue about corona. So naelewa venye na happen. So
Yeah.
as an MC to be specific,
Mm-hmm.
mimi kazi yangu ni kuchapa mashow and events. So
Yeah.
at the beginning
Uh-huh.
nikaona like events zetu zote nimecancel.
Mm.
All our events were cancelled. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, let me go see family in Coast. Let me
Mm-hmm.
go visit a couple of friends in Costo as I check potentials in Biashara in Costo.
Mm.
Then boom,
Boom.
we were added 21 more days.
Imagine, man. Now you are surprised what's happening.
Hey,
So now you got locked to Nairobi. You come after the COVID crisis. Takes you time.
which is we don't know if more days are going to be added.
By the way, yes. All right. So let's start. I just so we can start. Yeah. So maybe I can introduce the
Mm-hmm.
topic of discussion. So today we are discussing
Okay.
about COVID-19 impact on families. Especially, there's been a lot of trends.
Okay.
What's happening in the world, in
Mm-hmm.
Africa, and Kenya, and there's been reports
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
GBV increasing all over the world, Kenya and other places.
Mm-hmm.
So we can
Yeah.
discuss about that. But maybe before we start, I would like maybe
Mm-hmm.
to mention that
You
then
okay?
anyone who wants to join this discussion can actually use the link. Just click the
Okay.
link, takes you into our studio, and then you can join. All right. So,
Yeah,
Tony,
true. Mm-hmm.
first introduce yourself.
Uh-huh.
First introduce yourself, and then we go to it.
Uh, ni kitambo since I had introduced yourself. Okay. Basically, I am MC Tony. My full name is Anthony Gitau, but I deal with events a lot. I organize events. I MC on events, that is weddings. I do corporates. I do birthdays. I do all these types of events. And aside from that, I do team buildings. Aside from each and everything else on the MCing side, I'm an entrepreneur. So I do different types of biasharas. That is ranging from supplies, safaris. Actually, in a very few, I will be introducing a safaris app, and it's just biashara. Like right now, what I'm doing to survive is I'm trying to do work online. Everybody has been saying, oh, let's do something online. Oh, you can make money online. But guess what? I tried it. And right now, let's say I can be in the house trying to organize my activities, but on the other side, I'm making my cash. I
Ah,
just discovered there's reality in making money online.
mm,
So that's basically I am just a business person, events organizing mostly right now as an MC, trying to build up my career. And on the big side, I'm trying to help up a couple of upcoming artists with a product of mine called Okwa Talent.
a core talent.
Okwa Talent with MC Tony. Yeah, Okwa Talent. What I do specifically is that I get artists, those artists who are upcoming, like basically they have never gone into the industry, like they have never gone into the industry, and they really want to go into the industry, but the only thing that is stopping them is finances, the times to go to studios and such kind of thing. And they have the capability, not easy, my boy Vivi. You have to be like talented. So what I do is I have come up with some deals with companies that is a production house called Tole Productions. There's another one called Kipawa in Nairobi. There's a couple of other people I'm trying to team up with. So basically, what I'm doing is like giving them a platform of like doing productions for them, and then giving them platforms for doing their music.
Okay.
So basically, it's coming in as a pillar. if I have negotiations and I can lift them up, and I'm an event organizer, I can give them a couple of deals, see what we can do here and there. We see if we're going to be getting a couple of people who are willing to support. So what happens if they come in and willing to support? What do we do? People, yeah.
Good. So we'll start this conversation. Also, Arnold is trying to join from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, yeah. So when his network is okay, we'll try to
Nice.
get in. Good. So Tony, today I want maybe we can just discuss. Maybe first let's start with the facts. You are in Mombasa. You got locked. How is the situation in Mombasa?
Yep. It depends with where you are at, to be specific. In Mombasa, you find it's weird. When I'm in Nairobi, I know, to be specific, biasharas right now, I know they are running until maybe 7 years in Afungwa and all that. And then on this side, you find people are waking up by 9. That is when biasharas are open most of the time. And then by 4, all businesses are closed. So kama hujanunua nyama, if you've not purchased feed, trust me, you just in the house. And then people, the movement is depending on where you are. When you go to somewhere like Sokoni, that is where now Sasa collision comes in, where everybody is just all over. So basically, let's say Mombasa is a bit calm. There's nothing much that is happening. Biashara has boomed very big in selling masks because everybody here is selling masks.
Okay.
A bit of let's say food imepanda bei, vitu zingine unaingia supermarket, you don't find whatever you need. It's a bit heavy for us.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe I'll try to bring Arnold, can you hear us? Arnold, can you hear us? Arnold? Okay, so Arnold is trying to join from Zimbabwe. He's actually in Zimbabwe fighting COVID-19. I hope Arnold, can you hear us? Okay, so I think he has some terrible network. So we go to Wekesa. Wekesa, you can introduce yourself before Arnold fixes his issue. Wekesa, introduce yourself.
Ni Wekesa Eric wa Masaku.
Masaku. Machakos. Yes. Good. That's good. So, Wekesa, today we are discussing about COVID-19, the impact of COVID-19 to families, especially in relations to what we're now seeing happening with families. There's a lot of gender-based violence, which is happening. So basically, that's what we are going to discuss. I'm trying to bring Arnold from Zimbabwe, but seems he has some network issues. Arnold, can you hear me? Arnold? All right. So, Arnold, let me just fix this first. I think it's Dixon's mic. So anyway, so Tony was talking about the situation in Mombasa. So maybe Wekesa, you can share with us the situation in Masaku.
The situation in terms of families or what?
No, just how is the ground? How is the ground? How is the ground? Ground iko vipi?
Yeah, I think I had a privilege to travel to 2 markets. As much as we are staying home, we are still not officially out of work. So at some point I check out and check on 1 or 2 customers. Excuse, that is not corona. It's just that's not corona. That's just saliva choking me.
It seems a dry.
Yeah, but since I traveled, I could be scared. Okay, I'm saying I was in Machakos town and a bit of Mjituni market. Businesses are going on not as usual, but people are registering their presence in terms of attending to their businesses. But no number of activities are not taking place. The first thing that you witness is that Nairobi had the largest number of vehicle in terms of routes. So when you enter the main bus park, you will see quite a number of spaces to show that Nairobi controls even the traffic or on the road.
Okay.
So quite a number of the vehicles are not en route. And then for those who are en route, so I used to attend to travel from Machakos to Masi, I pay 50 bob. But today, if I attempt to go to Masi, I have to pay 4 times. It's 200 from 50 bob to 200. So that means I'm paying 4 times. So in terms of transportation, it has hiked. In terms, a few drivers are implementing the government regulations, but some still are sneaking out to make money. So you realize that after they have put the required number, which is around 8, when they are moving on the road, if they meet 1 or 2 persons they want to squeeze, you find 2 spaces have been squeezed. So you realize they are still trying to make money instead of just following the right regulations for the safety of wananchi. A few Kenyans also have been walking without masks, and that means they're still watching on police to see whether they will be arrested or not. Some have masks, but they put them in the pocket, in their bags, only to remove when they see security. So that is typically how Kenyans behave, and we pray that this season will change us.
Okay, good. Tony, maybe I need to go to this conversation now. Maybe tell us why is
Okay.
why are we observing? Because you saw what the Ministry of Health actually gave in terms of update, that actually the issues of gender-based violence has actually tripled, and even in other countries, maybe they have increased significantly. So why is this in Kenya?
Okay. About the gender-based violence. To be specific, what I think about is that now, wanaume, we are home. Mabibi, they were avoiding us very big time. Yeah? You understand? And to be specific is that you're getting to scenarios that people are getting tired of each other, which is they used to be at work. You used to have like free time for yourself. Right now, all the time that you have is for each other. So kama mnakosana huko huko, kama mnapendana huko huko. To be specific, I think it's just a scenario by which people are just how do I explain this? To be specific, hawa watu, they are in a scenario whereby they cannot avoid it. You cannot avoid anything that is happening. So you take it or leave it. Gender-based violence will happen. Everything at home right now, when everybody wants to fight for themselves, everybody wants to fight for their homes, everybody wants to do something that favors them. Now sasa you're at home, there's nothing else to do. As in, basically, maybe what I would say is now they're stuck to each other. What do we do?
Okay. Yeah, so Owekesa, I believe you have been home for the longest time. So why is this not happening in your case and happening to other people?
Yeah, I would say that there's a saying they say when poverty enters through the door, love escapes through the window.
Okay.
Quite a number of things are happening this season, and part of it is anxiety of the greatest challenge in the families is always financial impact. When there is a financial stress, it quite strains the relationship in the family, and there is a quite much anxiety in terms of provision, in terms of where are we going to get the next meal? Are we going to be evicted by our landlord? Are we going to lose our jobs? Anxiety steals people's joy. And another thing I will say is that sometimes we survive through giving each other space, but this is where they say that, have you ever looked at the dental formula of a dog?
Yeah.
The teeth of a dog asiumani sababu zimeachana. Kuna ya chini na ya juu zinapitana. Sometimes that leeway of coming in late, going early, and okay, there is that opportunity to maneuver around issues. Come to think of it, that there were a number of unsettled issues. Maybe you are trying to avoid and buying time. And now you have been locked in one room and told, now stay there. Utaambiwa baba nani sasa saizi ndio kusuluhisha ile mambo hatukuwa tumeongea. Hey, now you have time. You told me you don't have time. You are busy. Now this is the time to iron out. How are we going to sort this? How are we going to handle this? How are we? And sometimes that naggingness can be there. Like the solution need to be found and found now. And so most families have been subjected to that unfamiliar conditions. And sometimes because of this pressure of life, they burst on each other. So they don't have that. And then also it's a matter of now we are constrained within the limited resources. Have you ever seen people just fighting on a remote? This one wants to watch soap opera. This one wants to watch football. So all of you are there, and everybody has a priority in terms of what to watch, in terms of what needs to be done. Most of the time when such a things happen, as a man, you walk out. You leave them to do what they want to do.
Okay.
You can even go and watch football from another joint. But right now it has to be, we have to share that resource. So you realize that people have been subjected to unfamiliar circumstances and they have to deal with them. In other words, we have been running away from realities of life, and now we have to face it. There are things we have been dodging, but right now there's no dodging. You face them head on. And if you don't have that patience, if you don't have that, in terms of conflict resolutions, they say there are different methods of conflict resolution. One is a win-win. We say that all of us win, and we don't want anybody to lose. So if we are fighting between the window should be open or the window should be closed, we can bring it in between closed and open. That's a win-win situation.
Okay.
If we are fighting between whether these things should be done this way or not, but we come on a compromise. There is also a win-lose situation where you decide, okay, you win. and then you accept, you keep nodding the head. But these are lose where you fight until nobody succeeds. So I think some of the families, what they are going through is that lose. Everybody wanted his way, and at the end of the day, they lose all of them.
Okay. So Tony, unajua hii in this topic wanaume ndo tumeaccused sana kwamba maybe sisi in terms in Kenya wao ndo wana propagate these issues. Kwa nini wanaume na si wanawake?
Okay, it's a term that is known at wanaume ndio cheat. You understand? And to be sincere, wanaume unajua the only thing hata me I can support kama mwanaume ana cheat, ni maybe ni shida yenye anapitia kutoka nyumbani. And most of the ladies in Kenya wanakuwa so as in wamejikuwa independent sana in the sense of they don't have that aspect of I need to rely on this man. I need to respect this man. So sasa huyu mwanaume if the man is not getting what is supposed to be offered to them, even it's in the Bible, a woman should be submissive. Hakuna mwanamke mwenye anataka kuwa submissive, women of nowadays. So mwanaume akiona hapewi, and if you ever step on a man's ego, my friend, personally, if you step on a man's ego, kesa unajua, mwanamke akikanyaga ego yako, unajisikia huu nitandike ama nifanye nini? But we have respectable men. Wanaona, badala ya kupigana nyumbani ama tufanye kitu kama hii, the only thing we will do is acha niende nikachukue mtu mwingine mwenye atanifurahisha. That is what you find men doing in the country. That is why you find if a man is not receiving that submission at home, akifika nyumbani, wazee wa kitambo wanatuambia nikifika nyumbani nimevuliwa koti, hata kama tumekasirikiana. She does for me what I'm supposed to be done for. You understand? Tutapigana ndio, lakini nipe heshima yangu kama mwanaume. Nowadays hakuna hiyo. Mwanaume unainua kofi msichana na kuinulia mwiko.
Lakini Tony,
does that even make sense?
Saizi ni quarantine, so tuna expect saizi ndo wako wanapalilia hiyo relationship. So kwa nini saizi ndo kuna hizo zina increase? Na saizi hakuna hizo.
The beginning watapigana, watachoka, the end wataelewana. Because mwanaume utakubali, unaona, by the way, I used to have a Kasle Queen on the side. I cannot go there. Right now I'm locked in this house. I cannot go to the bar like Wekesa was saying, at sijui niende nikaangalia football ama whatever. So right now I have to be here. Unaona yule mtoto mwenye unapigana sijui ukiwa kwa nyumba na nini, si tunapiga mama atoroke aseme anaenda kwa wazazi. Huo mama mtapigana, kesho mtaonana hapo. Mtoto yote haya mlipigana, what is happening? Unaona sasa it's happening. Unajua kuna ile mnakuja mnafanya, you do all this that happens, alafu wewe unatoroka. Kesho unakuja to act like it is okay. Right now you have to fight the fact of mumepigana na bado unamuona ako hapo kwa hapo. You understand? I don't support gender violence, by the way. I don't support any part of the man hitting the woman. I don't support it. But I beg to say that submission is off. Nowadays women anajiona I'm making money, he's making money. Wengine hata kama they're not making money, they're getting into relationships because of money. Anasema this guy is going to offer me, like another woman Juicy told me, if only women just did this simple. They just came into a relationship for a relationship, not for what the man ati sijui mwanaume wewe ndio unafaa kunifanyia inaitwa aje, nipeleka salon na nini vitu kama hizo. If they said haya tufanye hivi, my duties are these, your duties are these, let's grow together, that is the only way you can go. Lakini sasa hii unaangalia mwanamke mwenye anasema most of the time kupay peace in the house. Okay. Most of the time she doesn't offer, as in she doesn't give you. Most of the men run away because of that peace. Actually it's the peace. She steps on your ego and then she forgets that you're a man. Mwanaume mwingine kama mimi, I will not beat you. I will just look at you and go. You understand? What is the effect of me walking away? That is worse even than hitting.
Okay. Wekesa, Let me take a different angle. You have seen the fights from the US and World Health Organization and China. Now, how does this affect Africa in terms of families? Because Africa will depend a lot from World Health Organization in terms of mitigating issues to do with infection diseases like malaria, TB, and even HIV, not necessarily even coronavirus, since now we are in this crisis. How does this affect families?
Yeah, it puts us in an awkward situation because we all believe that World Health Organization is for us all. It's non-partisan. It's generally for the interest of human race on Earth. It does not lean on any particular country or any political affiliation or economic blocks. But what we are doing is when you have lived in a family where you believed you are part of the family, and one day somebody wakes up and he tells you that unajua wewe tulikuokota wewe sio wetu. In fact, mama yako alikuwa amekutupa and then tukakuokota tukakuweka hapa. That is you start having a belief crisis within yourself. You start questioning yourself. So who am I? What? So the issue that US is doing to World Health Organization is not good because first of all, they are making it look like they are the ones who calls the shots in terms of World Health Organization, World Health Organization, and they decide or determine what should happen. World Health Organization should remain an independent body to serve all humanity. If there are shortfalls, they should be addressed under UN Charter. For me, that's my take, such that it appears it is an umbrella body. Questioning what is happening and not one nation turning against World Health Organization. And in fact, and it was so quick, like you have issues and you have gone ahead and withdrawn your support from it. For me, I saw three things come out from Trump. One is the battle for the ego. Two is the need to score political mileage. You know, they are in an election year, and anything that may divert. You know, yesterday Obama endorsed Joe Biden, and today Elizabeth Warren endorsed Joe Biden. Sometimes it's to create that, to distract that momentum. You come up with something. I know there has been those issues, but you decide which moment you hit. Just as he went to Iran after the impeachment, you distract people. Another thing is that the death. You know, US is not handling the COVID-19 in a proper way. It is still struggling and trailing. Actually, the number of people who are dying are just very high. So instead of showing a leadership in terms of how he is handling the whole mess, it says to completely divert the issue with for us, there are non-issues which can be sorted outside the bracket of the challenge that we are facing. As families now, we lose hope. We begin to see that there is we even lose focus when we begin to think: is this a political war, or is it this a biological weapon we are combating with, or is it a real challenge that is it a natural disaster? So we are beginning to shift, and that's why there are a lot of conspiracy theories. When you go to social media, you get a lot of forwards, everybody coming up with their own theory as what is happening. There are those who will tell you there is a new world order. I'm hearing some echo. Yeah, there are those who will tell you there is a new world order coming. There is an alignment of. There are those who will tell you there is a new world order coming. there is alignment
okay, continue, Akasa.
Yeah, I'm hearing myself twice. Okay, so I'm saying that everybody will come up with their own conspiracy theory because of what we have, the hitches we have created in this fight against COVID-19.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good. So I think Tony, it's your.
I think
Tony, it's your mic, is it? That has
yeah.
echo. Your mic,
Is it? My mic is okay now.
Is it?
Is it doing what?
I thought it's your mic which has echo still. I thought it's your mic which has echo still.
Let me mute it and see.
Okay.
I think it's yours, Patrick. Patrick, yours is echoing.
Mine. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you actually
twice.
very well. I can hear.
I'm hearing you twice. I'm hearing you twice.
Okay. Let me try with Wekesa alone. Wekesa, can you hear me without echo?
Yes, you are okay now.
I'm okay. All right. So let's put Tony. Tony, your mic, put it on. Tony, your mic, put it on.
Yeah, it is on.
Is Tony's mic? Is it? Is Tony's mic?
Now you're echoing. Now you're echoing. Now you're echoing. Now you're echoing.
Is it okay now?
And you're echoing, and I'm also hearing my echoes. And you're echoing, and I'm also hearing my echoes.
Okay. So let's try. Yeah? So now it's good. So let's try. Yeah? So now it's good. Tony, you have two gadgets on, or is it? Tony, you have two gadgets on, or is it one?
I only have one gadget around me.
Okay.
Actually, I walked away from all my gadgets.
Okay. Okay. Sawa sawa.
Okay. I have realized over time that when you open the link maybe twice, you may find your echoes.
Oh, okay.
You check sometimes.
Which is I only have one open.
Sometimes I'm forced to switch off and then switch off.
Can you try to come on again, Tony? Try to come on again, Tony.
Let me leave.
And then you come back. Okay. Yeah, I think it's Tony's mic.
Yeah, what happens? Sometimes you may open a link, then you leave, then you reopen again. So that makes, I think it's replicated.
Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, so we can continue before maybe Tony comes back. So we are in the middle of a crisis. So if we are in the middle of that crisis, we are expecting maybe our Uncle Trump could actually mobilize resources and actually assist the World Health Organization in this crisis. But it seems like it's the opposite. Why is it doing this?
Yeah, let me tell you, Trump has the big man syndrome. If you see even how he has been addressing governors, you will hear that I have given 100 ventilators to this governor because he called me. I've given 20 support machines because this governor talked to me. It's like he needs you to give him attention and even worship him. He began by giving this attitude, this virus an attitude. He was calling it the Chinese virus. And he handled it so casually until it became a real threat to Americans. That's why he toned down, because he realized history will judge him harshly. It's no longer about China, it's how him as a leader handled the whole mess. So he changed his tune, but still is struggling within himself to be. But still, we have started the
echo started again. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm saying.
Again. Okay.
Yeah. So I wish he separated issues. I wish, as a leader, there comes a time when you separate issues there comes a time when you separate issues. Yeah, and know that I will be judged by how I handle this situation. I will be judged by how I offered leadership in crisis. Moments like these are moments when you rally the whole nation together. You speak in one voice, and for US now they have a big brother responsibility, that they don't just need to rally US behind them, but they need to rally the whole globe behind them and say, see, we are faced with an enemy, and we need to combat him as a world, because they are superpower. If they don't handle this issue very well, when we come out, there will be alternatives. And that you had the conference of the World Health Organization. They say that they are going to assess the impact of US withdrawal on the same, and see how they are going to mitigate the budget and move forward. Supposing they can leverage on that and move forward and succeed this war without US, what will be the message? The message will be that we can still do without you. You thought that by withdrawing your help, you have paralyzed the whole world, but still we pull through. What if Japan, what if China, what if Russia stepped up their support in the World Health Organization? And as we continue, we realize that there are new alliances being formed. There are new messiahs. In every crisis, there is born a messiah.
Yeah.
You may think that you are the only messiah of the world, but if you step back, somebody else will step in and even may do that job and do it better than you. So at the end of the day, we will begin to realize Kumbe US is not that big as we thought. It was not that pivotal on the world as we thought. Kumbe, we can do without it. So if you give us that leeway, we will reflect through it and see that we can still do without you. And those new realignments, there are countries who are waiting to see US fall flat, and they rise.
Yeah, true.
So they should be careful. They should be careful.
So Tony, in terms maybe now with all the crises that we are hearing, maybe from all the fights in this industry, World Health Organization, how do families survive this crisis?
How do families survive?
Yes.
On my side, I think it's simple. The only way is you adhere to what is happening, because if you walk out right now, what happens is this is a pandemic, and you understand. Simply, it will affect you as soon as it gets to you. So what do? You avoid it, because me, from the theory that I've seen from many people, is that you understand people like Bill Gates and all these top guys, they want to rule, they want to minimize the numbers in a way that they can actually control to what they think is right for them. You understand? To the numbers that they want. This is the numbers that we are able to control right now. So if they want to get to that category, for the most ignorant people, what will happen? They will be like Kenyans. Like, I was with a guy who I was talking to today, and he was like, sinajua hata hakuna mtu mwenye si tunajua mwenye amepelekwa. So what happens? Hii wanatudanganya, wanatuchezea. Hii ni kutubeba hivi. Kwani hao watu wenye wanapima wanatoka wapi? That is the mwananchi kind of a thing that is happening, which is you're going to ignore. You're going to go out there. Alafu what happens? Inakushika. Wewe kuisha. That is the reality. The only way that families can do, let's adhere to unajua, like, we can say like all these akina Kagwe are just playing a game, sijui tufanyike ni. We are seeing it real. We are seeing everything happening in the real way. So what do you need to do? Sit up. Ukiambiwa usikae nyumbani. Find a way of like having food. Even I would really urge, hata nimekuwa nikisikia hii watu Kenyans are saying, oh, let's find a way of rent venye itasaidika, venye haitalipwa. Let's find a way, hata kama si ati mtu anaambiwa alipe full rent, acha alipe half. You understand? Hii pesa yote yenye inasambazwa, sijui all this Safaricom has given this amount of money, Aga Khan and all this kind of people, let it provide food for the people who cannot. Families, kaeni nyumbani. If you can afford food, sahi the best food is dry food. Dried food, mkinunua maragwe, mnunue mchele, mnunue nini, mweke kwa nyumba. Trust me, you'll survive. But the fact remains, we're ignorant. Tunasema, mi nahitaji pesa. You need the money, but that is what is going to transfer it to you. You understand? Because there's no other way. If the only way to getting to it is by getting it through another person. That is mahali mtu amegusa. That is if someone talks to you and maybe the salivas and the liquids get to you. If someone coughs, if you avoid all these things that have been told, they might cause to it. Then what happens?
Okay.
You
good.
are safe.
Okay, good. All right. So, Weke-san, you hear what Weke-san, Tony is saying, as long as you have food in the houses, as long as you can afford food, you should be okay. If you can handle that, you have food. That's right? But now the question comes, if the government was actually to have a stimulus package for its citizen, kwani how much tunge spend? The budget comes roughly around 3-4 billion. Now, basically, kama ni PBI, we are using around 11 billion. Kama ni huduma namba, tulitumia almost 8 billion. Kama ni zile pesa za Kimwarel, almost 21 billion zilipotea. You see, kuna kama ni budget ya stimulus package, haionekani kuwa mingi. So why is the government not able to maybe provide a stimulus package?
It's an issue of priority. I say this and I repeat again. It is where your heart is that your treasure calls. Most of the time, they normally say 100 shillings as an offering is a huge money. But when you are buying your friend kuku 500 shillings, you don't even mind.
Yeah.
So for us, it's a time to understand and to see exactly how our so-called leaders think of us. Do they think much of their own citizen? Do they give their citizen a priority? It doesn't matter to them. For them, the priority is their own programs they want to implement. And that's why you can hear the echoes. It's like we have just pressed a slow down brake, but we are saying come May, come June, we will be back, and Reke still continues. We wonder why this COVID is wasting our time. So there are budgets already for other programs, and we can go to any length to create a budget for what we think is a priority to us. But when it comes to mwananchi, ajipange. Government doesn't, they think we can do. They think we can survive through this thing. And they also think, I don't think life of a common mwananchi matters so much to them. You look at how we have handled the Kenyans in diaspora issue. I heard even the PS for Foreign Affairs say that, sending a plane to China is not like boarding a matatu. So it's a they have to think about it. They think about more. For them, their relationship with China is more important than a few Kenyans who are lying on the street. So when it comes to priority, they have to maintain the relationship. And this other one, we can work it out. That is the tricky balance the government is having. Otherwise, 4 billion is not a lot of money. I heard yesterday Duale talking about each year we hear companies declare profits. The leading companies will come and say, this year we have made 10, how many, 15 billion out of the trade with Kenyans. Now, these are the same Kenyans that offers you that profit. He said jokingly, but I think he had a point. Why don't we have similar companies come out and they give back to the society in terms of billions? They say that we have acquired, we have made our profit through these Kenyans, and we don't intend to lose them. So we want to supplement this in terms of budget, so that if we have each company comes out strong and say we stand with Kenyans with 1 billion, 200 million, 500 million. By the way, raising 4 billion is not a big deal when there is a unity of purpose.
True. Good. So, Tony, let me put your mic on. So, sorry. Right. So, Tony, Tony,
yes,
even the other day you saw maybe medical doctors. Sorry, there's an echo with your mic, but
your voice is gone.
So I'm saying you saw
I don't know what's happening.
So I'm saying you saw doctors and trying to raise funds.
On and off.
On and off. Can you try again?
Are you better now?
Still the
same. You are using a phone or
laptop?
You are using a phone or
I'm using a phone.
Or laptop.
I'm using a phone right now.
Just switch it off, then come on.
Then come again.
And then join the link afresh.
We see if we can solve.
Just completely switch it off. Then it's
yeah.
All right. So
but now I'm better. Am I better or not?
All right, let me hear. Yeah, you're better now.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
Is it putting?
No, it's good. It's good now.
Okay, I just pulled off.
Okay, good. So I was saying, Tony, the other day you saw
the earphones that were having.
Okay, it's okay. So I'm saying the other day you saw maybe even medics are looking for funds to actually try maybe to raise for PPEs now. And also we saw maybe issues of ventilators, and even some students came up with innovations. And of course, you are a young person. So how do you feel in terms of innovations and government putting funds where they should, especially in this crisis? Are we doing the right things, or what should we do?
To be specific, I don't trust in our government to support the youth. That's a reality. Unless it's benefiting them, that is the only way they're going to put in money. That is the reality. I feel it's a good opportunity that we are trying to come up with a couple of ideas. But ask those guys who have actually implemented these ideas, ask them if it's going to help them after a while. The reason being, the government will tell you, okay, sasa tumekuja na hii, tumeona idea nzuri. Because mtu anaona where they're benefiting in, that is where they will be like, let me push in. Because everybody is going for, how am I going to benefit? That's the reality. Me, as I've tried a couple of activities that I want the government to assist in, but boom, unaambiwa, you will be assisted. This is where you have to pass through. Ulipitia hapa, nikafika, nikaenda, nikaambiwa pesa ya youth, alafu naenda unaambiwa, kijana, kuja na title deed ya shamba, what this much ndio upewe this much. How am I going to get that title deed? You understand? So basically, I don't even trust in this kind of thing. It is okay if the government.
Okay, so is having a question.
Nipate wapi?
Tony.
Nitapata wapi hiyo pesa?
Tony, as an MC, you guys have a package of 100 million, but you should be rich by now.
Yeah, Mudipo 100 billion. Yeah, for art.
Let me ask you. It was 100 million, sindio?
Yes.
You're 100 million. Tell me how many artists do we have? Tell me how many MCs. Tell me ni wasanii wangapi wako in this country. You're 100 million hata ukaganya hakuna mtu atapata shilingi.
So I would want
Do you know how
Maybe
many
I'm not expecting from that, my friend.
Do you know how many zeros 100 million is?
Even if let's do this. Put the 100 million. Yes. We have 100 million on the table, and then we only have, let's say, 1 million artists in the house, because unajua in Kenya kila mtu ni msanii. Sawa. Put 1 million artists. Hiyo divide. Divide hiyo, ambie kama utapata pesa ya maana.
Okay, so
hiyo is going to go to specific.
So Tony, you are not
kwa mfuko ya mtu.
You are not expecting any money from that.
I am not expecting anything. I am not expecting any coin from that kitty. Trust me, I am not expecting. And if it comes to an MC that is close to you, because say to Tambio, okay, you are told, okay, you are an MC, you need to register to entertain the people in the right now because of this situation and all that. That is what is going to happen. Tambua answer registration. Your registration, it is going to cost you. So that they understand wewe ni MC. Hawataangalia social media zako, hawataangalia events zenye umefanya, watakwambia register. Registration is going to cost you. They are raising money. Just the same way they are telling you, enda ufanye quarantine. Quarantine, which is they are supposed to be putting ile pesa yenye unapata wanakuweka kwa quarantine at least for free. Unasikia kuna watu wanafungiwa saa hii ati wameshindwa kulipa quarantine. Na ni ya government. Na wao ndio walikupeleka huko by force. What if you don't have money? Na hiyo pesa yenye unaitishwa bado unatakikana ukitoka hapo familia yako inakungoja. The next part, familia nini, kuna inakungoja, kuna landlord anakungoja. Niambie sasa. How are you going to survive if that is what is going to happen? Do you expect mimi nitarajia ati serikali itanisaidia? I am the kind of a man who doesn't go for serikali saidia. Nijisaidie, serikali ikinipata huko mbele mbele, I'm good.
So unasikia maneno.
Yeah.
Maybe you have any response?
Yeah, I think what you are saying is true, because hata ukiona those masks that came from China which were for free, you will not meet any Kenyans who says I was given a free mask. Most of these things are just shown in the media, but only a few people who eat on our behalf. We just contended that as long as Baba is in government, is eating on our behalf. As long as Ruto is in government, is eating on our behalf. As long as Uhuru is in government, is eating on our behalf. So we will believe that there are few MCs who are known to power who will eat on your behalf. And the rest of you mutaonea kwa view sasa. Na maisha inaendelea
kwa TV.
Yes, na maisha inaendelea.
Ndio hiyo sasa.
Yeah, I think it's just to assure that we care about the industry, but not necessarily that it will trickle down, especially to people who need that money, because they are actually the upcoming artists who need to be motivated to come out. But you realize that people who enjoy those opportunities are those at the top. Even when we talk about funds for youth, most of the time you will find even old men benefiting from the funds for youth, and the real youths who are struggling and trying to come up with the talents I've seen a few youths even on social media who act as scientists, and they will show you how he has come up with the solution for the locusts in his own lab, the solution for COVID-19. But we don't see such like people and pick as talents and nurture them to fruitfulness. What is happening in KU? You had the LCK chair saying that I need to patent that thing for that youth immediately, because I know that there are octogenarians in Kenya who will take up that and start benefiting from it and say was our own idea and invention. Just as the M-Pesa guy the youth who invented M-Pesa, I'm not sure he benefited much. There are people who took up the idea and benefited from it. So most of the time as youth, we are very much disadvantaged. People will tell you that you complain about the old man, why don't you stand up? But the moment a youth stands up, I can tell you there is 2012, we came up as youth and we were forming a youthful movement, and we wanted to see how we can play our role in terms of Kenyan politics. You know, when the old men saw that what we were doing was serious, you know, they came and bought those youths. They look at it and say, these guys don't have money. They come and buys your idea and they disintegrate everything. So our challenge is resources, and they will exploit that challenge instead of helping you. Nobody will nurture your ideas. Actually, you have to suffer them, because anybody who comes, he wants to either to steal the idea or to destroy it. Yeah.
Okay.
Or they want a piece of cake.
Yeah.
So, Tony, you know, I received so many calls, maybe from medics. They usually need masks, and maybe especially those from private hospitals. And my question is, as young people, why can't we like maybe come up with an initiative that used to, like the one we had, Kenyans for Kenya? Remember the one we had, Kenyans for Kenya, for Northeastern? Like we could, like maybe young people could come up with a campaign and raise money for maybe PPEs. So why is it so hard in this time that young people have been compressed and they are not on the forefront?
It depends on what you're doing exactly, because you cannot pull up all the young people, and some people will actually do that for their own advantages. Personally, with a couple of people, like there's a brand that is known here as Heal the World, that is supporting. It's actually youth and youth alone. And me as an MC, what we have done is we have donated our own money, kidogo kidogo. Like it's not even big money, ni pesa kidogo. Unasema wewe tuko na hizi ingredients, tengeneza sabuni nyumbani, pelekea homes. Like we have a poster that is going around that is going to Meru, that is Heal the World with the MC Tony. What we are doing, tunatengeneza hizo masabuni, unapelekea to homes. Unajua these people cannot afford. What we are asking the people is, don't contribute to us. If you wish to, yes, do contribute to us. But what we are asking you for, do you know any family in Meru that cannot afford this? We would like to take it to them. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you want to join in the initiative, we are in. We are in for that. So basically, let's say it comes from the heart, because it's very hard to convince people. Just the other day, I was talking to some other guy, a friend of mine. I'm just expecting a car to come along and we get sound. And what is going to happen, I personally as an MC, I'll be going around Mombasa. I'll be talking to people, stay indoors. These are the effects that are going to be happening. I've even called a producer and I've told him, create a song, to be specific, that is going to be roaming around in the city, telling people about hii ndio tunataka mfanye, tunataka mkae nyumbani, we want you to do this, wash your hands, this is the effect. We go around and talk to the people. That is my task. So what I do specifically, what I am doing is right, and you want to join in, please come along. But I'm not going to force you to do it, because most of the people will think, hey, this guy wants food. Oh, this guy wants this. No, I am assisting where I can. I am assisting where I can, because most of the people will think, if he comes through, if this happens, what am I going to be gaining? That is not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, I personally, what can I offer?
Okay, okay. Good.
I have a question for Tony.
Okay.
Tony, there are two
Yes,
incidences
please.
that have happened for, MCs fall in the category of celebrities. And one of the
Yes.
celebrity who was both Mrs. Tourism and COVID-19 patient one, Brenda, was trolled by social
Mhm,
media. Now,
mhm,
recently as yesterday but one,
mhm.
Mulamwa was trolled on
Twitter.
AOT
Yeah.
until he burnt his own signature shirt and hung to the boots.
Okay.
So how are you approaching this
Okay.
issue? You see, you as an MC, you want fame,
Uh,
but the moment you start rising, most of your colleagues actually are the ones who will pull you down and ensure you don't rise.
how I met even Patrick and all these kinds of people. But I don't believe in celebrity. Most of the people tell me, hey, even when you MC squeezy, I even tell people, like, I've told Patrick, I do online biashara yenye na make money from online. Nauliza mtu, can you join? Wasikia mtu ananiambia nini? Wewe ni celeb, uko na watu watakufuata. That is what people think about it. That is not how I think about it. Mimi nikikuja, even if you ever find MC Tony has done a controversial thing that is taking him out there, I will be expecting anything to happen to me. I'll be expecting, kama ni mtu atakuja ataongea venye ataongea, kama kuna mtu atakuja ataanza kusema, oh, this guy sijui anakaa aje, sijui ako na forehead inakaa aje, ama ako na macho inakaa aje. That is the reality. That is what I should be expecting. I don't mind what is going to happen, but the fact remains, most of the people who are closer to me, like very close to me, they don't take me as much as people say, wewe ni celeb. I don't believe in celebrity that much. And that is the fact that remains. I've come from the roots. Personally, I've come from the roots. And I know how it is hard to get to where I am right now. And I am going a bit further, which is basically I'm willing to pass through anything, to hear anything. I am capable of accepting anything that is going to happen to me right now. Because mtu atakuja kwambie unasaidia ati ndio ujulikane. The reality is, has your aim gone through? Yes, umesaidia. But I have used what I have gained myself to assist. If it benefits me more, why not? If it doesn't benefit me more, I am still okay. You understand?
Yeah.
But hata tuseme hivi, I'm not doing it like Sonko. Sonko atakubandikia unga zake zote picha yake. Mimi sifanyi hivyo, na hakuna venye nitakwambia ati sijui gari nitatuma huko barabarani iende ikitangaza. Mimi kama MC nimejitolea, because najua kuna watu wananijua. There are people who are going to relate with me. If I go out there with a car and I'm talking, and maybe even I post it on Facebook, kuna mtu mwingine atakuwa inspired na atasema, hey, can I do it with him? Can I do the same thing that he's doing? And it will be an initiative that is running all through. You understand? I'm not looking at that other side. Hiyo side ingine wakileta wakujange kwa nguvu.
Good. Maybe
wenye nilikuwa nataka.
When quarantine is done, Tony is in these streets of Nairobi, but now he's quarantined in Mombasa. We should join him in one of the projects in Nairobi. Is it, Tony?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Good. So, Wekesa.
I have a couple of projects.
Good. So, Wekesa, you have heard Tony his argument on the same, but now the people who are suffering right now is actually the people who are now having private hospitals, because when it comes maybe to mask and PPEs, they are not counted in those government provided items. So these people, they need those items. Now, what should they do? Especially those from clinics, small clinics, not necessarily big private hospitals.
Yeah, they need to. Okay, you know, they always assume that when you go private, you have your own resources. You can stand on your own and facilitate yourself. Uh, the issue is maybe is it that we have COVID-19 patients who have been admitted in the private hospitals, or is it that they need just for, because what I understand is that most of the the patients for COVID-19 are admitted to the public institutions,
Yeah.
unless those who request to be in private, who will do it at their own expenses, even as the government monitors on them. So for if the issue is if Kenyans are managing it, if a Kenyan is not given a mask, the Kenyan who works hand to mouth, who makes less than $1 per day, are trying to manage their own systems by when you call you go out, you will ensure that they have water to wash their hands, the soap, they have their sanitizer, and then they have the masks. So that means our private institutions, the money they have, they should invest in managing this disease, because after we are done with it, the gadgets they will have can easily be converted in terms of using to combat other diseases. I'm told that the world became better for those who prepared themselves well to combat influenza and other diseases. They never remained the same. They moved a notch higher. So every gadget you buy in the hospital to combat this disease is not only for COVID-19. If you buy a protective regalia, it's not labeled COVID-19 regalia, such that after you finish with COVID-19, you throw it in the dustbin. No, you will have improved your facility by just having those protective gears for your own doctors and nurses. So it's time to invest. It's a painful move, but it's a worthy investment. After a few years, they will realize that they were forced by the situation to move a notch higher.
Okay.
They may not run a profit, but it's an investment that can give them a profit as in several years to come.
Okay. Okay. Good. Maybe now we can get your final thoughts and then we'll finish. We can start with you, Tony. Your parting shot.
Okay. This is my easy parting shot, and it's going to hurt the youths. Each and every one of you is most of you have a degree. Most of you have so much education in your head, but you're fighting Serikali's idea. Trust me, Serikali will never idea you. Each and everyone at home, you're saying Serikali's idea. Trust me. How are you? Just think about how are you going to help the government help us, or help you, or help anyone else who is not capable of doing it. Don't think about how Serikali is going to help you. Just do it simple. Stay at home. If you can stay at home, ulie ukonja. Social media is everywhere. Nini, phone ziko kila mahali. Post nikonja. I saw someone posting, hey, my kid is sleeping hungry today. Just the other day on social media. What happened? Watu walikuwa wanamuuliza uko Mombasa wapi? Tukuje wapi? You understand? Find a way of assisting yourself, but be clean for your own good. Kama unataka kusaidia mtu, saidia. Kama unataka kusaidiwa, tafadhali show up clean. Kama unataka serikali kusaidie, tafadhali give up with life. That is what I'm going to tell people. Just give up and just stay at home. Kama ni whatever is going to happen to you, we don't know. But basically, take care of yourself first. And if you need Kenyans, actually Kenyans will be there for you only if you're genuine.
Okay, good. That's a good parting shot. Wekesa, your last word.
Yeah, I see the ghosts of politics have resurrected. Only this week alone, we have seen around 146 letters being written. I was making a joke that the letters of Tanga are competing with the confirmed cases of COVID-19. Zinakimbizana. There's a lot of speculations of what is happening. On one side, there's a group that is taking advantage of the crisis to implement changes. And on the other side, there's a group that was sleeping through the revolution, and they are waking up and realize that the house is being taken over. We pray that they hold their horses. We focus our energy on dealing with the elephant in the room. Because if COVID deals with all your voters, you will not be excited to be a president of no country. A country that is full of horror, hopelessness, and fear. And so we ask our leaders to put their energy in the right place. And this is the time to demonstrate leadership, that they can go above those petty politics and stand with the nation. Let us see help roll out. Yesterday, I heard our majority leaders trade accusations on Citizen, one calling another one a squatter, another one calling another one a sycophant. And we wonder, is this what we wanted? Like, this is our majority leaders. They are our leaders in parliament. We want to hear the decisions that the government is going to make in this hard time, as pertains to our rents, as pertains to our salaries, as pertains to our job security, and as pertains to our food security. Are we safe? What is the priority of Parliament towards the concerns of the common mwananchi? Most of these things you may blame. It's obvious that it's normal to have violence in the families. But do you know the strains and constraints that those families are passing through? The push and pull that is happening in those families. It's much stress that is causing all this pandemonium. And we pray that there should be a ray of hope. A ray of hope should come either from executive or parliament. They are our leaders, and they cannot just hide their heads. Someone cannot tell us that I'm taking home only 10K per month as a majority leader, and we ask him, how comes you are taking millions per week for Harambes? Where did they go?
Yeah.
They need to come together. I don't mind if we have a wing called Tanga, which is raising millions to support Kenyans. I don't mind we have a BBI team that is having an account to help Kenyans. This is the conversation we want. Empty words, no, brother.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much, gentlemen. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Sure. Asante sana.
Asante. Thank you.